All right, what's going on, people? We are back, and just got a nice quick delivery from China. Took about a week. Um, we ordered a couple of things. Let's start from the way to make your life simpler. So these we got literally for like $3. Here in US, they're like extremely expensive. This is a thread maker. There we go, right over here. So what you do is you drill a hole and then you make the thread, right? They obviously come in different measurements. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I mean, these are so unique. They do have a tail to put on a drill. Okay, this guy's like nice and small. All right, pretty cool, right? Now these are thread makers. You can make thread with those, and they look like they're high quality. That's about $3.20 from China. Free shipping. You can't go wrong with this. You really cannot, right? We also got another way of to make a thread, also a thread maker, but this one is where you can actually drill it in. That one you have to pre-drill. This one you don't. You just gotta match your size of the hole. See. This is also a couple dollars, so about $3 and change. Shipping was $1.20, and it came in a week. Unbelievable, right? So with these, we don't have to drill or pre-drill. We can go straight ahead, just match the sides, right? So let me sit down. And of course, we ordered a couple other things to make things easier, right? For example, let's say you are making a harness, which we probably will end up doing a new harness for the E-Ride Pro, so we can connect a different controller, and of course use our battery that we make now universal, and see how that goes. So, for example, we have a crocodile wires, right? So red goes to red, let's say, right? Because what are we doing? We working on our, let's say, new battery, or we want to check exactly what the voltage is. And these crocodiles, and I got this for like $3. There's 10 of them. Got different colors, right? So you're gonna have to, let's say, also connect, let's say, signals, headlight, tail light, and all that. Let's say I also want a brake sensor. These things are very, let's call them clamps, even though they look like a crocodile, because that's exactly what they look like. These electric clamps will help us to be very precise of what we touch. We could never, touch positive and negative together. So let's say we have this monitor, and let's say, we need to kind of work with this monitor, right? Like we were doing batteries, I could have very easily used these, but I was just not available at this moment when I needed it. So we have positive connected, right? And then we put positive far away from the negative. And then we can connect a negative. So we have positive, negative separately. And what happens now? Right now, we have, you can see, our voltage working, and it actually says 12.2. Okay? Now, if I was to, let's say, switch that to 12, which I did, okay, she would say that again, she's 100%, which was set at 72. So, from there on, we have, negative and positive. Let's say I want to hook up some sort of switch, right? So let's remember that our red was or is yellow now, and let's say our white is the opposite, is black, right? We connected very nicely. So now, white and black. Do I have any light? I can connect anything to this right now, this moment, okay? So this is like kind of like it's giving me the power I'm running, and also is giving us the opportunity to keep everything separately so we don't cause short circuit, spark, or whatever it is. So it's pretty cool. See, very nice. All right. So if I want to check our battery, if I want to play with some other things, we can do that. So pretty cool. Additional thing what we got is a puncher. Is that what you call it? You know, that's, guys, when you gotta start drilling, right? And you kind of cannot aim it at a very center of the bolt, the nut, the hull. There you go. All right. We top it. We pick the center. There we go. This is also $1 and change. You get 3 different sizes. Again, you want to get the center of whatever you're going to drill into. I suggest you do this so it doesn't fly over. I've learned the hard way, and I screw shit up, and now I'm dearly paying for it, right? So that's another thing that we got. We also, to be precise, got a caliper, and it's funny because this caliper actually is at a Harbor Freight, and I got it from China for literally 99 cents, and it was a bulky order, so we actually got it for 99 cents, no taxes, no nothing. They just throw that in. Surprisingly, I'm not sure how China has this, and it doesn't say where it's made, but Pittsburgh. This is America. I don't know how China. Again, I have the same one, silver, from Harbor Freight, and I got this from China. Go figure. One more very useful thing would be, besides these little baby screwdrivers, they're very, very cool and interesting, an automatic multimeter. That's automatic. So this is obviously red, so it's positive. I'll put positive. That's actually, man, I just took the batteries out, but it works. It's automatic, and it will pretty much set itself on whatever things that you are monitoring, right? It's got live power, it's got DC, AC, it's got max of 600 volts, okay? Also operates on two AAA batteries. Yeah, it's auto power off. It's very useful. I tested. It works very, very nice. So that's what we got on this order. One more thing, which again, we're doing a harness. So as you guys remember, I did have a Stealth Bomber, and lots of people are still running that bike. Lots of people are still running 70, 73, some things like that. These connectors are gold, and I'll tell everybody to order it. They are waterproof, okay? They are waterproof, and this is, I got a 3-pin, right? So if you really want to be anal, you can actually rewire your throttle, do this. You could wire a headlamp where you use only positive and negative, which is your black and red, and these were $5 for 5. Okay, so not bad. 5 pairs. This is 1, this is 2, this is 3, this is 4, and this is 5. So I have 5. I also have a 2-pin that I've ordered a long time ago. So that means I have a 2-pin, which is your electric, and I have a 3-pin, which is your throttle and your switch for Eco Sport and whatever Super Sport whatever you want to call it. You know, when these bikes are being built, whoever the manufacturers will say, you know, hyper sport, super sport, all of this is just a switch from a controller. The controller is set at stage 1, 2, 3, and they just want to call it that way. So, well, just for show. But yeah, these are gold. Okay. I used to sell them a lot, and people just don't know what they're buying. And these again are waterproof. That means they're gold. They are very, very good. You don't have to waterproof nothing by yourself. So again, if you're making connection for your throttle, you want to go with something like that. You don't want to go with nothing that is, you know, a really shitty quality. So this is really good quality. We are going to use it on a harness. We're not going to use the 3 again. The 3 we're going to use on the throttle and on also on your 3 different speed switch. So throttle, switch, and then we're going to go with positive, negative. Not with these, with the other ones that we have, which is a 2-wire, positive and negative, black and red. And we're going to go with the horn, and we're going to go with the headlight and the tail light. So obviously at one point, our goal is with the E-Ride Pro to run the current existing electric system. What I know is if you unplug, let me just grab the battery really quick. Let me grab the battery really quick, which I got on the floor, and let me grab the light. Excuse me. I'll grab a light and a battery. Sorry, guys. Alright, so we have a light and we have a battery. Oh, ah. So we never went over the battery, right? This thing is heavy. Never went over the battery, right? So we are going to use this guy so that you can see very well. So original goal with this is to put a liquid tape here and a liquid tape here, but that's not what I'm mentioning. That's not what I want to talk about. We can make this waterproof here. So we're going to put a liquid tape right in here, so she's nicely done. We'll switch over. We talk about this now. This switch, when you unplug this switch from your bike, from your original bike, what happens is the controller dies out, and that means that also everything else is going to die out, which is your headlight, your tail light, and all that. However, I've noticed that when I also turn this off, also the screen dies out. So what I'm saying is, again, this is not a charging port. This is a kind of like an accessory port that powers up your horn, your headlight, your tail light, and your display, and your controller. So now you have 1, 2, 3, 4. It seems like you have 4 wires, right? So I'm hoping that this can very easily. This is already rewired, by the way. So when we run a new controller, we're gonna run from the harness. We're gonna run positive, negative to something like that, and to that we're gonna run to a 12-volt step down. So we are going to be getting we're going to get power, oh my god, from step down, obviously, like this, because I originally thought that this battery had a step down, okay, but it doesn't. So this doesn't work. We're going to seal this. It's sealed from inside. We're going to seal it from outside with the liquid tape. We are going to leave this guy the way it is, okay, and again, liquid tape, okay, liquid tape. Our biggest concern is of not touching positive negative together either here or here, because there is a fuse, but we don't want to kind of irritate that fuse. We don't want to burn it. So, I mean, we burn it, we would open it up and call it a day. But if you have never touched your battery, you'll be forced to open it and change the fuse. There's a Bosch fuse inside for about 200, was it 200, 240 volts. So that's what it is. Again, this is a 72 volt nominal, 84 top charge. Okay, and pretty much what's happening here is, again, we are going to set a pure example of what these things are. Now, let's say hopefully you're using the clamps, right? And you climb it over here to a negative, and you climb it to a positive, and now at the end these two touch. So we don't want to do that, right? So we are going to bring this guy in, right? So again, we're going to do the negative, right? Now you want to connect these ends, because if you leave these ends hanging, you have nothing connected to it, what's going to happen is these two are eventually going to touch. So we're going to take this guy, and right away we're going to connect this guy to your negative. Look how nice that fits. Isn't that more professional? It's got rubberized ending, and it's just gorgeous, right? That's exactly what we want. So then we're going to take the red one, right? And we have so many left. Again, get the red one connected at the end, so we have no possibilities of these guys touching together. And also this one. And we're going to go over to positive. Boom. Lovely. Now, what do we got? We have, let's change our voltage. Remember, we had at, again, this is only 72. That's why if this was going to, let's say, 84, it would show us differently, okay? So I should be purchasing a different one next time, where it's going to 84. But I honestly think that it is not going to show you proper discharge, because what happens is nominal in this is 72 volts. So when this goes to 72 volts, that's exactly your current measurement. If this is at 84, it's going to be kind of like not really that accurate. But again, look, folks, let's not touch these together, right? It's nicely connected. Here's the thing: if this battery sits like this, it doesn't work on the top, right? It sits like this. Your original current battery from eRide Pro does not put a discharge all the time. You have to somehow have it activated with the switch from the bike. So if you were to do this on so-called this side of the battery over here, if you were to try to get the charge from here, it's not going to show you anything. You can't check the power on this. However, on this part, the QS8, that's what it is. This thing always puts a discharge. Disconnected. Okay, so again, we're going to put a liquid tape, a liquid electric tape, and we're going to do the same thing to seal it off. Call it a day. Beautiful battery, guys. If you need a battery, there it is. As you can see, it has 82 volts. She's sitting comfortably and running very nicely. And I also got this light, which is pretty cool. Okay, look at that, folks. All right. Where is this from? I think Harbor Freight. All right. Anyway, so this is it. This is the battery. Okay. It was easy to do. Second time is always comes out better. That's the reality. So second one, probably I will end up putting a power display here, the voltage, something like this here on the top, which I really don't care for, but it looks like it should be exactly right over here, but it's kind of deep, so I'm not gonna really mess with that. But that's what it is. This is the battery. Like I said, it came out really nice. It wasn't the BMS, and on top over here, you saw my previous video, there's literally nothing over here. So I'm thinking the BMS is somewhere here, somewhere in the middle. I don't know. The batteries are right there. The cells are right there. They're visible. So I mean, you know, eRide Pro talked to me here, and it's funny because the guy says like, well, why don't you keep this battery and you know, just have it, right? Thinking this battery is fried or whatever. But again, it was the charging port that was over here that fried. I got fried. And also, sorry, this charge also melted with the power that the bike puts out. So overall, this is a very good battery. This isn't a cheap battery. Very good battery. And again, it's a 40 amp hour battery. It's a 72 volt nominal, 84 top charge. This battery is gold. Again, it goes for $2,000. If you want to get this for $1,000, reach out to me. I'm gonna have this on Facebook. I'm gonna have to have this on TikTok, Instagram, pretty much everywhere. So somebody's gonna, you know, catch on to this and get this wonderful battery for 50% off. Again, originally we thought it was BMS. I put it on Facebook and other platforms that is the BMS. It's not. Now it's functioning okay. Normally, as if it would. It charged. It trickle charge, meaning it's turn on and off, turn and off and off, on and off, on and off. So it balances itself out. So everything's working 100%. Even though I have fixed this battery, I have installed an expensive discharge. Okay, which is QS8. It's not some cheapo. You know, doing the dual is not a problem, okay? But again, it's a QS8, which I believe, and I think every electric bike should have QS8, okay? But this is it. I'm still asking $1,000. I'm not asking anything more because I fixed it. The beautiful thing is, since I was able to fix it and kind of like put things together in my brain and see how when and where it works, now you are pretty much have you know, advantage with your discharge, beautiful, healthy looking, isolated discharge of what's it, XT 60, rated at 60 amps, and also QS8 rated at over 250 amp continuous. And this is 8 gauge wire, which is very nice, very thick, very steady, very nice. Inside, everything is soldered together. There's no questions, no ifs and buts. So again, not a problem. So take it before it's gone. We are done with this video. I think this is a great buy for you guys. As you can see, the battery has a beautiful pure discharge of 82 volts, 40 amp hours, which is like, oh shit, sorry, 35, what is it, 20 something. Let me take a look. It is 2880 watt hours. Okay, so this is serious shit, and it says eRide Pro. Quickly, just to speak on this, because I did put out a video when I was riding my bike. This build, the way this battery is built, is completely unnecessary. This battery could be built so easily where anybody could troubleshoot this battery. But it is so complicated. It's built in a very complicated way where you hesitate to disconnect or connect wires together. And you have to be very careful. You have to use your multimeter to see your ground, your continuity, and everything else. It's frustrating that we buy these expensive parts because, again, you know, the motor and shit is like $250 in China, which is QS 16 something. It's the regular 5,000 kilowatt motor. You know, the frame ain't shit either. Okay, it's dirt cheap. You can buy it in China for $500. What's expensive is the battery, of course, and definitely the controller. Okay, again, we're looking, you know, at a flat driver controller, which I can get a dirt cheap. You know, under $200, and would I sell it under $200? No, because I am using my discounts, and that also costs money. Something, I mean, as you can see, this is half what we have purchased. We also have another 20 different things coming over from screws, nuts, bolts, more wires. Wires are very important. I need to make a good harness. We have tons of things coming in. This is the first shipment. We are off season. I got few people, few guys at work that you know, I'm gonna help out, of course, for a little fee. And everybody right now has electric bike, and you know, after a season or so, these bikes kind of fail in a small way because of missing basic maintenance and things like that. So it's tough. I again, you know, I mean, I don't like to do business with friends because friends expect discounts and favors, and I don't like discounts. I don't do favors. So what I do is I deal with business people, and again, you know, it's easy. I can take a payment through my cell phone, through PayPal. I have a device you can scan your card. It's secured. Everything's legit. So again, we are doing great. In regards to subscribers, we're doing awesome. We have 600. I feel like I have 600 students that I'm giving out this great opportunity of understanding how this battery works. And yes, you can get rid of this silly charge and discharge port. And again, if I was to walk right now and plug in this battery to my Chinese charger at 15 amps, she plugs in and out, no problem. There is one temperature sensor that if you really wish, you can disconnect, and she will never have a problem, you know, charging again. I do kind of like that because if my battery is hot to touch, I'm gonna let it cool off. But again, hot to touch. However, I do not suggest of you guys cutting the temperature sensors because sometimes battery is hot to touch. You know, now 2, 3, 4 minutes later on your right, this battery can become a fucking runaway and could be extremely hot, and things start melting inside, and the cells start getting, you know, swollen up, and it causes a runaway. So we don't want a runaway. So we want to keep it healthy. Again, this battery is very healthy. It's got under 1,000 miles, so look out for that. Other than that, when the next shipment comes in, I'll shoot another video, share with you guys. These are basic tools that you will need to maintain your bike. You know, besides the loops and chains and brackets and sockets and all that crap, and good healthy screwdrivers, Allen keys, torque keys, all that is extremely important and necessary. So you don't strip any screws, any nuts, any bolts, and drills, bits. Everything's extremely important. I've been in this business for many years. I started riding my electric bike chopper before even delivery guys started, and then I kind of like, you know, met with the delivery guys, and it was kind of like I was in Brooklyn, so it's kind of like me and the delivery guys. Delivery guys were doing like 20 miles an hour. I was doing already 45, 50 miles an hour. And they were like, how the hell you go so fast? That's literally possible. But again, back then everybody ran 48 volts, you know, sometimes 36 volts, you know. And at one point everybody went over to 72, which I went straight from 48 to 72, no questions asked, and that's it. Quickly, would I go with 88 volts or 92 or 96, whatever voltage? I think it's 88, then 96 or 94, 96 volts, and then all that. 96 is like 103 volts, so it's pretty hectic. But when I go with 88 volts, so if you don't want to, so what high voltage does? High voltage, what it does very quickly. So don't you know, go to a different channel yet, because it's important. If you don't want your controller to stay hot, you're gonna go with 88 because you're gonna be pushing pretty much 150 amps at such a low resistance, such a low how can I say it, discharge. It's more efficient to run bikes on a higher voltage because again you can push 150 amps with, you know, with like a third of the battery power. So again, the higher the voltage, the less amps you're using. So at, let's say, speeds, oh god, let's say your torque is at 150 amps, you will get the same torque using only, let's say, 80 amps with a higher voltage battery. Pretty much that's what it is. So it's more efficient. You're not going to stress out your battery, and you're not going to stress out your controller. And only one thing you can stress out is your motor. That's why you need to match your motor to the battery, to the controller. You know what I mean? So we can talk about this. That's another video. But again, we are done for now. I've yapped so much. Thank you for sticking around. It's 30 minutes of yap. But this is a very important video. I am going to get out of here because 30 minutes. I definitely appreciate you guys spending with me. And I hope you subscribe. I hope you'll stay with this channel and give us an idea. All right. Until then, ride safe and make sure you guys stay nice and warm. Take care.